of October. It happens every year on the 11th of October. So 11th of October every year, you keep that in mind, will always be the International Day of the Girl Child. So why was that day set apart? Most of you are aware about those arguments I think people make about boys dominating things more, etc. and all that. I will not get into that, but when you see statistics, you will notice actually, like especially in the tech field, if you just go and do a Google search, I want some of you to just go and do a Google search and then you look for percentage of women on the tech field. So if you find that, please put that in the chat. So you will notice it's like significantly so less. Now, I for various reasons, but one reason that really stands out for me is the fact that girls actually do not care to like take up the field in sciences. Like they thought that we are, they thought that they always imagined that like, oh, we can just go. Traditionally, if you just see the statistics and science and all that, you will always just see that girls mostly go for that. Traditionally, they will always go for the arts courses, that field generally. I don't know, for various reasons, but so the International Day of the Girl Child was set aside internationally to give the remembrance of giving girls proper education, health care, learning opportunities to young girls and women across the globe. So for us as Code Academy Uganda, because we are always in the field of educating, of course, we fall in the category of the educators. So we set aside training that's going to be running on for this whole week. I mean, Monday to Friday, 2 to 3 p.m. each day. 2 to 3 p.m. So what exactly is the training going to be about? I think I'll repeat myself. Okay. Someone has typed in the chat around 26.2%. Yeah, 26.2%. I'm sure someone else will probably get a different percentage. You will see that it's more, it will probably be less than 30, or even in the range of 18%, 20 something, 18%, 19 there. It will most likely not be around above 30%. So if you're getting those percentages, please put them in the chat. So I was saying we set aside a training because the theme internationally, because each year has its own theme. So the theme internationally this year is digital generation. So we thought of why not put up this training about teaching people to become better digital citizens, because you know people have lost a lot on the online space. Much as it has brought a lot of advantages, it has also brought a lot of disadvantages. And so will the internet ever really, we can only see the internet soaring higher and higher and higher. I just don't think the internet will ever go down like as an invasion. No, it has built everything we know in technology. So for example, if does anyone know anything about the industrial revolutions? Do you know what exactly was in the first, the second, the third, the fourth, etc.? Please engage yourselves in the chat down below. Okay, if you have anything to say, also please feel free to interrupt me, okay? Yeah, please feel free to interrupt me. This is supposed to be a very interactive session and all that. Anyway, so the industrial revolutions, I'm just trying to take us briefly through a journey before we actually go into what we're supposed to do exactly. So when people talk of the industrial revolution, you talk about the first, second, third, fourth. People say we are currently in the fourth. So in the first revolution, steam engine, which I think many people right now don't know, combustion engines, which are very popular right now. The third was, what came in the third? Do I really remember? Electronics, I guess so. And then still so because of electronics, the internet was formed. So you will be amazed if any of you try to go down and try to get study more in depth about the internet. It has really come with a lot of benefits. Now the benefits, if I talk of benefits, we can all see, yes, you can order food on your smartphone. We are here because of the internet. If it wasn't because of the internet, we would not even be seated here. And then there are very many things. You talk to someone. You remember those days when we were young, and then they would tell you that to talk to someone like in another continent, you really, really had to load a lot of airtime. But right now, you don't really have to do that. If someone has WhatsApp, and then you also have WhatsApp here in Uganda, you just give the other person a call, and that is it. You can just get on Zoom with someone online, and you're already having like a real interactive session. You don't really miss your loved ones compared to those days when the internet had just come. So does anyone know when the internet started? Does anyone maybe know when? So when you try to do some Google search, thank God for Google, you'll see that the official birth date of the internet is actually 1st June. So anytime that you're celebrating New Year, please remember that, that also the internet, according to Google, that is the official birth date. So the internet, yes, it has come with a lot of very good things, but it also has its negative downsides. Nowadays, you don't even have to physically scam a person. You don't have to be near them to scam them. Yeah. Thank you so much, Daniela. Yeah, in 1983, 1st Jan. Yes, that is when that's the official birth date of the internet. So I was saying the internet has brought very many good things, but I think many people nowadays do not really notice how far, I will say, people are actually getting addicted to many things, and they probably never really notice. So like, for example, it actually worsened more with the smartphones. And it seems like with every new thing they are inventing, it's like just worsening. So when I'll give an example, like nowadays, almost everyone, many of you here probably have social media accounts. Many of you, not everyone, but probably many of you. So the social media now, let me say in 2004, because Facebook was there in 2004, it's just that people didn't really know about it. Of course, in Uganda, I think the internet became a thing just recently. By then, I think you really had to, you had to have this system of, you have a modem, you take it to the telecom shop, they load for you, and then you come connect it to the computer. Those days, if you'd find a home with a computer, they would probably have this desktop kind of computer. And with that desktop kind of computer, that means it's probably one person, like you, one person per time using it. And then slowly like that, the era of laptops starts coming in. So then you find, okay, so parents can own laptops. Right now, probably every kid owns, I mean, not every kid, but at least you'll find in a home, maybe there's a laptop for the kids. So with that whole thing going on, many of you probably were introduced to the internet at a bit of an older age. Now, for example, versus we have another breakout room happening right now. So those guys have just been born direct into the era of the internet. But then we really need to also look at the other side of the internet. Yes, it has these very good things because, online learning, you can do e-commerce, really, really a lot. I acknowledge the internet, but in that whole process, also there are some people who are slowly losing themselves, really, really slowly losing themselves. So, and the internet, I said it can only go so higher and higher and higher. So you may try to, of course, maybe there's an age when you think a child should own a gadget or try to block some sites and all that, but still there will be an age when they will have to access all these things. So when they access all those things, will they be ready? Furthermore, you right now who's listening to me, are you really so safe, like online? Sometimes when you're on WhatsApp, you see people posting some, I'll give an example. There are these common messages that they'll tell you maybe KFC is celebrating its 20th anniversary. Click the link to claim your prize. I think I've seen the one of quality shoppers. I've seen very many. You can comment down below the different kinds you've seen. There are just so very, very many things you'll see, and you feel like, don't people really in this age know that this is honestly like a scam? But the reason people continue posting and pasting and they send to all their contacts, it's actually because they are not really better informed. Because me personally, I'll admit I was like them. There's a time when I went sending to all the groups, they'll probably tell you like 20 groups. And they will also tell you that they send to how many, 50 contacts, 20 groups, and then you keep on sending. That's why you actually see these things all around. It's because every person who clicks that link, they always tell them, so send to all these people, things like that. And yet it's actually like, it's a scam. They tell you send to all these, and then you claim your prize, and it never really happens because number one is probably you'll not have all those 20 groups to send. So you only send to the ones, maybe you'll be like in 8 groups. So you send to all those 8 groups, and these things just keep on happening and happening and happening. And then I'll give another example. So like I said, the Facebook in 2004 was not the Facebook we have right now. There are features that have come more advanced and advanced. Now, I'll give an example. That thing of notifications probably did not exist then. So notifications right now, I was reading a book and someone likened it to that era of, we are in the era of someone you're being trained as dogs by the people who own the tech companies. So what did he mean? He gave an example of, a dog, they just ring a bell and then it just runs. So if it needs to eat food and you want to give it food, just ring the bell and it will always come. So even if it's not even like food, just ring the bell and it will always come. So this person, the author, said that we are like in that generation of, so your notifications are kind of like the bell. So Facebook, you hear the notification on your phone, you just always go for your phone. Oh, someone has commented. You hear a notification on WhatsApp, you just go and catch it. Why? Someone has sent you a message, that whole thing. And every feature right now actually is tending more and more to that. Some people it started as a business model for these tech companies and all that, but I think it has started bringing in a lot of, not it has started, it has been going on for some time now, bringing in a lot of negativity. People are getting addicted. Someone referred to that term as behavior change. You're on your smartphone and you don't even know why you're there. Do you ever does that ever happen to you? Like you think that you're just there and you really, yes, Rhoda is saying first industrial revolution used water and steam power to mechanize. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, so steam engine, I think, stood out. Second industrial revolution used electric power to create mass production. Wow, thank you. And then third, used electronics and information. Then fourth industrial revolution is characterized by fusion of technologies. That's the blurring of lines between. So I think we are in the fourth industrial revolution, because if you read about it, they'll tell you it's about the cloud, the internet of things. So this is currently where we are. So I was talking about how these icons, it's like every icon they add is somehow to get you more addicted to the phone, to whatever device you're using. I'll give an example of the refresh. Do you know how that refresh, you know, when you're scrolling through your feed and then you like swipe down so that you refresh so that a new feed comes, or yes, you see new things wherever you, I think that cuts across. You're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, you just refresh and then you start seeing new stories, all that. You see all those new stories. That's an idea one of those engineers came about. I don't know which company started it, but they were like, well, you can keep someone more engaged in their phone if anytime they refresh, they will always see new stories. Then yesterday, I was actually looking through my YouTube and then I saw I had never seen this. I actually felt like, what? I had never really noticed it. So there's this icon that came as a clip. So they're like scissors to clip. It came as a clip. I just eventually noticed it was just on that video. So when you can clip a segment of the video and then you send someone the link and then they come and they just get only that. So that let me tell you the kind of negative effect of that, because I want you to look at these technologies. Anytime you're looking at your smartphone, there is actually more to that. Yes, you feel like the smartphone has all this, but it's also try to put yourself behind the mind of whoever came up with that technology. So now this clip thing, I just looked at it and I thought, okay, so now this clip button, I can just send the link maybe to Brenda. And then when Brenda gets it, she watches just that part and she feels like, this is so interesting. Why don't I watch the entire video? So in that, you're just glued to your phone. And then there is also this thing. You think, oh, I want to maybe go and sleep, but then why don't I get my phone first? And then maybe you even set a target of, I'm going to sleep at 10. And then you start scrolling through your phone. Does that ever happen to anyone? Just say yes in the chat if it does. You're just scrolling through your phone. You're not really doing anything in particular. It's not that it's like, oh, you go on Twitter and then scroll, go WhatsApp, and then, but then there's really nothing much that you're actually doing. So you're spending most of, they call that screen time. So very many people have noticed these people who started these technologies. You go and try to find out a lot about those people. They'll even tell you that the people at Silicon Valley, do you know what Silicon Valley is? Does anyone know what Silicon Valley is? I want you to comment. You can unmute and tell us what Silicon Valley is, because I'm not going to speak what it is. Yes, you can either type it in the chat or unmute and say something. But anyway, so these people, they came up with these technologies. They're the people who come up with these things. They work in all those big companies, Facebook, Instagram, all that. But then they will tell you, for example, like the schools, they take their children. I've had one who said the schools they take their children to, they limit they do not want any child to go with any kind of gadget. Then there are some who will tell you those people do not allow their kids on social media. It's a rule that in my house you will not use social media. Or they will even tell you in their rooms, they are not allowed to take their phones. So all these people who created these gadgets, they will eventually, they've already like seen it, like this can only be more and more and more destructive. It's not going to really stop. I was talking about like the refresh button. There are very many like kinds of buttons. So like YouTube, when you're scrolling on the phone, there used to be just the comment section. So in the comment section, they edited this version to bring the stories below the comment section. So you do not just scroll through the comment section. Afterwards, as you're watching the video, you can always scroll through the stories to see, and then you just go and click another one. And then like that, you're being forced into all this, like it's just a long cycle of all this. And so when all that is happening, what exactly is your role in this? Of course, you're not going to stop people from being on social media. I think someone, this man, he's called the father of virtual reality. He wrote a book about why you should delete all your social media. So unfortunately, not everyone, or probably most people, cannot do that. Why? Because social media right now is that essential, like in our lives. You could say it's more like a basic need. Why am I saying that? Because by the nature, say, of the job you are in, some of you are here simply because of the flyer you saw on social media, or someone invited you through that flyer on social media. So by that whole, you maybe watch church on social media. Some people probably take classes on social media. Right now we are live on YouTube, so they watching us on YouTube. So you cannot just go and delete everything, okay? That may not be possible. So if that is not possible, what exactly can we do? So the thing is to just become more aware and alert about what you are going to be doing, which is why this week we are going to be teaching people more on being internet alert. A lot, because a lot really happens on the internet, like I said. Scams, phishing. There are some things that look obvious to you, but they're not always as obvious to people. And so we are going to be doing that today. But yes, I just especially want you guys to think about all this anytime you're actually there using a specific kind of technology, and to have that mind behind, like think like the engineer. Why would I create the refresh button? Why would I create the clip button? Why would I create all these things? Recommendations. But the recommendations also are a very, very big thing, very, very big, okay? Someone is, the person I told you, the father of virtual reality, he said, do not accept any recommendation they send you. Why? Because they say, when you listen to these people, they actually say it's all an algorithm. What is an algorithm? An algorithm is like the set of instructions that are going to like command the computer to do all these things. So someone just builds an algorithm, and then in that algorithm, they're always supposed to just send you, they notice your activity online. Of course, there are very many also algorithms to do that, to know, oh, okay, so Charity, she went and she watched this video on this, and then they will send you more to that. Or you even go and subscribe to people, and then they'll tell you, maybe you've subscribed to Code Academy Uganda on YouTube. They will also tell you, so they'll be like, Code Academy Uganda viewers also watch this, so that you also go and watch it. Things like this. So the internet is all this big mess, like online. And I just only see the internet going upward and upward and upward, okay? Even if, supposing a tech company that is there today disappeared tomorrow, the internet on its own will keep on going higher and higher and higher. And I honestly don't really think those companies will just vanish away like that. Why? Because they really know how to adapt. They know how to adapt to all these changes and what. That's why you can see something started with Facebook. Then no, I think usually they start like with Google. You'll see it goes on to Facebook. You'll see it goes on to this other place, and then like that, like that. Now, like you could not right now. Okay, I'm not really on Facebook, but I think right now it's also possible to have like a meeting, the way we have like a Zoom meeting. I think it's also possible to have something like that on Facebook. If I'm wrong, please correct me at that, okay? Yes, so I think it's very, very possible to have such meetings happening. Now, this is something, it started probably like with Skype, and then you see things like Zoom. Actually, if you think about it, before the beginning of the pandemic, people did not know what Zoom was. I did not know Zoom. I remember one time I'll see they call them memes, those jokes people make about the like things on the internet. Someone said, someone tells you, I have a Skype meeting with you, only for them to send you a Zoom link. So at that time, we didn't know Zoom. We really did not know Zoom. Someone is saying that she did know Zoom either. For real, we did not know Zoom. But right now, like, who even uses Skype, you see? People just think of Zoom. People think of Google Meet. Did you know Google Meet? I don't know. I probably used to hear it, but I don't know if I knew it. But it's also used for online video conferencing. Then you just see how all these things are just like right now we are able to even be live on YouTube because of like that kind of adjustment. So what you find the other side is what you'll find this side. So it's like all these companies know how to adopt and all that. So I do not really see us reducing that. Yes, the internet will always grow. And I just always think these tech companies will always grow. But however, it's also becoming a debate nowadays. It's just that, of course, they are so big, they're so gigantic. So they're probably not, it's very hard, for example, you to go as charity and then you're filing a lawsuit against, Facebook and all that. But we should really become, because it's very possible actually for you to be on the online space, the cyberspace, as long as you have an account, of which many of you have, like now Zoom, you probably have a Zoom account, so you are a digital citizen and all that. So we can just become more alert. So anyway, I am going to just teach us something basic. We actually have a few minutes to go, but I'm just going to share my screen and then teach us something. So you will say it is, I don't know, you can call it basic but this is something I think that a lot of people do not know. So it's loading. Yeah, let me just share my screen now. So this is a module that is called being internet. It's being internet awesome, but then it's a unit called being internet alert. I'm just opening my slides. Okay, they are taking a bit longer than usual, but in the meantime, if I'm breaking, okay, if I break, please let me know so that I repeat. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to know if a link is actually links, because that's one of the biggest places. It's not the only place, but it's one of the best places to look and see if something is actually fake or it is authentic. So now here this is one of the biggest tips. If it's from a business, does it look professional? Does it have the products or company's usual logo? For example, if you check out the websites, like check out Code Academy, you'll find a logo. Check out like Coca-Cola, they will have to have their usual logo. And then beyond that, does it have any spelling errors? Because it can, even a scammer can obviously put a company logo, but then there's something about having errors on the links. Okay, whenever a link is created, like it's what we call a domain.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can you?
Yes, Manhar, are you trying to say something? Did you want to join your breakout room? Edward, please help over there. So beyond that, the links usually have what we call a domain name. So if like a domain name, something like google.com is already there. So what happens is that the person who wants to scam it, because when you go to try to create also a website like Google, that means you cannot use google.com. So they'll use other kinds of things. Now, like over here, does anyone know if any of these links is authentic? So the very first indicator you have to look and see, google.com, google.net, and then google.co. So when someone is trying to scam, they're going to always change something about it. So now you see here, they did google.net. For you, when you just go and you're looking, you just know, oh, it's Google. And then there's also this of making it, this is a zero. I hope you're all able to see. This is a zero. It's not a double O as you see. I don't know if you guys are noticed. Does anyone think any of these links is authentic? Someone please let me know. Does any of these links look authentic? You can engage me in the chat. I need to know that people are also participating. You can type in the chat if you think any of those links looks authentic. It can be a no, a yes, anything. Okay, so Shanita thinks the first one looks authentic. Does anyone say something else? Rhoda also agrees that the first one looks. Anyone else who thinks something different?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, right now, when I look through, can see that the first one is authentic. And this is simply because you've taken us through. Otherwise, if I had not been told, to me, everything would be authentic because I wouldn't really know how to differentiate. I'm Christine.
Okay. Thank you so much, Christine, for your suggestion. Priska says the first looks authentic. Yeah, so many people are agreeing with the first. Let's find out more. So is the message coming in form of really annoyingly spammy pop-ups? So another thing is, if you go to a site and you see very many pop-ups coming, and usually if you see the pop-ups here, it's saying click here for 1,000 bonus coins to skip 7 levels. Like, also this is a bit really not real. So this is about Fisher games. I know even for games, people who actually pay them probably have to pay money, but also about to skip 7 levels, that is, it just doesn't look right. So now, I want you, now, I was asking for people's suggestions with the first one, simply because I knew that I wanted us to get here. So there's this, does the URL start with HTTPS/ with a little green padlock to the left of it? The padlock may not always be green, but you should see a padlock. So this is something very, very key. I can't emphasize how much. Every secure website, you know, secure or it's secured. Hypertext transfer protocol secured. So anytime you see a website that does not have an S over here, let me tell you, it's not authentic. Why? Usually there are two. If you are to web, like people pay money to have websites on the web. And if someone is not paying money, so you really, this is probably a free thing, or if it's not free, they're paying for much, much less than they usually should. So I will tell you that actually, if you just go and type in Google, actually, I want you to go and find the URL of Google and try to put it in the chat, because I'm so sorry, I was breaking. I'm so sorry, I was breaking. I hope I'm now clear. So I was saying that if a URL does not have, this is what we call a URL. When you see those things of HTTP / all that, that's what we call URLs. So for URLs, if they do not have an S, I'm just telling you, they're actually not secure, because S stands for secured. So all these are not authentic, but we can prove more if I want someone to get the URL of Google and try to put it in the chats. Someone please do that. And I also said, so number 2 is when you see these pop-ups, if you close something, usually I think it will tell you add closed. Maybe they can even tell you the reason. They can even tell you the reason of Google, I think, can tell you, do you not want to see this ad? But then these ads that always come, always, when you go to those sites, you're closing, but things are always coming. Just know that that ad is probably phishing. So make sure whatever URL you're opening has this padlock, it stands for secured. So, and then these things, for those guys, I gave an example of social media, how they'll tell you quality is separating, quality is celebrating its 10th anniversary in Uganda. So click the link and claim, your gift cards, all those things. When you see things being posted everywhere on social media, I'll tell you, the reason that thing is really being posted a lot on social media is, number one, because whoever is visiting it, they're telling them, make sure you send it to different people. And also, people don't just get gifts just like that. So now this one, and then it will tell you there, congratulations, you have won a link, but please make sure you send this to very many people. All that is fake. So also do not fall for that. that. And then, is the message offering something that sounds too good to be true? We gave an example of the phone. So yes, HTTPS. Do you all see that it's showing an HTTPS? So it always has to show the HTTPS. Yes, the image that, yeah, HTTPS. So you're going to notice that most of those links that are actually being sent, they actually have HTTPS, and all that. So that is the very biggest indicator to know how that something could be. By the way, to like the scams can always, people who are trying to scam you can go all this extra way. So I think we shall continue from here tomorrow. So does anyone have any questions, anything, comments? And you can also unmute and ask. That's also okay.
Hi.
Yes, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon to you, Rhoda.
Yes, this is Rhoda Zawede. I'm just here excited and I mean, I can't stop laughing. You know why? Like, I'm still a student and like
Yes.
lecturers always give us work to do.
Mm.
So I always visit my Google, trying to look for answers. And I've just been looking at my references. I realized I've been getting some of the work from sources that are actually not even real.
Wow.
So we've been having complaints of check your references. But when these people have not been telling us what exactly it is about the references. But yeah, I have learned a lot today. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you to Rhoda for attending. Yes, so Daniela says something in the chat. Thank you so much, really, for joining us. Does anyone have anything else to say? Or probably not? Okay. So it seems like no one has anything else to say. So I hope to really meet you guys tomorrow. So our time is coming up. Thank you so much thank you too for attending, Priska. Thank you so much. Yes, so we shall meet tomorrow for day 2, and then we shall continue. Oh, thank you so much. I want to be like Teacher Charity, informed. Thank you so much, Patience. I appreciate that. Yes, Edward says be internet alert. Yes, we're going to be more and more internet alert this whole week. So yes, join us tomorrow. You can invite anyone else that you think really needs to be in this session. Oh, you followed the link for a new phone. Yes, now you know you should never. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Really, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paula. Yes, Rhoda, you have to be.
Thank you, Charity.
Thank you so much, Christine.
Right.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you so much to Rhoda.